there is another transport issue going on, which is that Boris Johnson is flying back from Glasgow to London rather than getting the train. Now, isn't there a little bit of irony in the fact that he has told this roundtable of leaders of developing nations, when it comes to tackling climate change, words without action, without deeds, are absolutely pointless? Isn't he describing himself there?
Well, look, I think what he was appealing in his opening speech was that governments had to set ambitious targets to reduce our carbon emissions, to tackle climate change, and put in place the policies to do that. And that can be decarbonising your energy supply. It can be decarbonising transport. It needs governments to take the right policy steps to get there. Of course, when you do events of this sort...
It's not, but OK, but it's about your actions, not just your words. It's all very well for us to lecture other people on the policies that they should introduce. But if actually then you get into a form of transport which has multiple carbon emissions to an alternative you could have taken simply because you haven't got the time to take the greener alternative, it just undermines everything we're trying to do, doesn't it?
Well, look, I understand that people will sometimes make that point. The point I'd make is a broader one, which is the world has to come together and take make some quite ambitious commitments to reduce our carbon emissions, to tackle climate change, and then to have the policy agenda behind it. To get that commitment, you need countries to be able to come together at events like this to agree these things. Yes, of course, that necessitates that people will have to fly to a venue to take part in the conference. But if we can get the right outcomes from this, the right commitments to reduce carbon emissions, then it will be an event that is worthwhile and that delivers what we want.
But Mr. Eustace, isn't tackling climate change all about very difficult individual decisions, which are very often inconvenient? And if we don't, each of us, do those things, then, you know, as a Prime Minister, what he's saying is do as I say, not as I do.